Q2FY23 earnings conference call of Finolex Industries, hosted by ICICI Securities. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star, then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Arun Baid from ICICI Securities. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of ICICI Securities, I welcome you all to the Q2FY23 post-results con call. We have the senior management of Finolex Industries with us today. I would request Mr. Anil Babi to give an opening remark, post which we can open the floor for question and answers. Over to you, Anil sir.
Thank you, Arun. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of entire Finolex family, I extend warm greetings and best wishes to you and your family for this festive season of Diwali. Welcome to the investor conference call for Q2 FY23 earnings release. We thank you for your continued interest in Finolex Industries. The results of the company for quarter ended 30th September 22 were approved by the Board of Directors on 21st October. This second quarter is generally a drag on volumes due to monsoon. However, the company has delivered higher volumes over last year, which reflects spur in demand. The financial results for the quarter had a severely adverse impact due to sharp correction in PVC prices against high-priced inventory of raw material and finished goods. The silver lining is that correction in commodity rates could further improve demand from consumers across segments. The company is well positioned to sail through this trough of the cycle as it has strong debt-free balance sheet with positive cash flows. Let me give you some of the performance indicators for the second quarter of the financial year. Total income from operations decreased by 13% to 941 crores against 1,083 crores in Q2 FY22. Loss at EBITDA level was at rupees 143 crores for Q2 FY23 against the profit of rupees 300 crore in the previous corresponding quarter of Q2 FY22. The company reported loss after tax of rupees 94 crore in Q2 FY23 as compared to the profit after tax of 235 crore in Q2 FY22. Now getting into segmental performance, in pipes and fittings, the revenue fell by 11% to 802 crore in F2 FY23 from 899 crores in Q2 FY22. Volumes was up by about 7% YY to 59,218 metric tons compared to 55,453 metric tons in the corresponding last quarter. The EBIT in pipes and fitting segment was rupees 57 crores in the last year in Q2 compared to the loss of 48 crores during this quarter of Q2 FY23. Moving to PVC resin segment, revenue in the resin segment decreased 26% from 654 crores in Q2 FY22 to rupees 481 crores in Q2 FY23. Volume in resin segment grew by 4% to 54,663 metric ton in Q2 FY23 against 52,029 metric ton in Q2 FY22. Loss at EBIT level in the resin segment was 111 crores in Q2 FY23 compared to the profit of rupees 231 crores in the corresponding previous year's quarter. The company continues to have a strong balance sheet with a net cash surplus of roughly about 1,300 crores as on 30th September 22. Let me now leave the floor open for questions. I have my colleague Neeraj also to take the questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. first question is from the line of Rahul Agarwal from InCred Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good morning, and wish you all also a very happy Diwali. A few questions from my side. Firstly, on the EBITDA loss, is that entirely driven by inventory loss, or is there any other element to it, like Forex or anything else? If we adjust for these, what is the EBITDA adjusted number we should look at? Either ways, you can give it on EBITDA per ton basis for resins or pipe segments, or the overall absolute EBITDA number. That's my first question.
Good morning, Rahul. Happy Diwali to you too. So, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, Rahul, you are right. See, in terms of Forex, there was no major swing per se. And because we didn't have much of borrowings, because September quarter is when we kind of repay all our short-term loans. So, Forex did not have a material adverse effect. But most of the numbers that you see on the negative is because of inventory loss.
So, if we adjust for that, what is the normalized EBITDA number? Like from a business perspective, what is the profitability of the business in the quarter?
See, if you remove this, I'm just trying to think how do I put this. See, if
Rahul, this inventory loss impact was there in Q1 also. If you see Q1 and Q2, the PVC prices have fallen by 30%. So first quarter we did show some profit, but it was compressed. And in the second quarter, there is a loss. And our normal EBIT levels are about 8 to 10 rupees a kg in pipes and about 15 rupees a kg in PVC segment.
Okay, so I can back calculate using those numbers. Is that correct?
Yes.
Again, that is difficult. I mean, quarter on quarter, you won't see these numbers because of the volatility. But these are general numbers. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I understand because of volatility, it's tough to get to that number. But that is what I really wanted to understand. That if I assume 8 to 10 rupees per kg and the 15 rupees per kg for resins, will that give me enough decent idea for the quarter on a business level? Is that okay?
For a year, see, quarter on quarter, you will see these variations.
Acha. Okay.
Even
Okay,
Q3 will have some spillover impact of inventory losses.
Okay. Well, that's the next question actually I had, that because we are seeing PVC pricing further falling even in October. Is this loss thing done with, or could we also see a similar situation because it's still higher than the pre-COVID level? So let's say it goes down to $70. Are we seeing more markdowns next quarter as well?
The major part of, if it is done within Q2, some effect will be there in Q3. You are right, 3 rupees it has fallen, and there is an expectation of further correction probably in next 2 weeks.
Okay, got that. And PVC, ethylene, EDC, and VCM, if you give the pricing for 2Q average, and what are they currently at?
Just a minute. So today, at the end of September, on 28th September, the PVC EDC delta was roughly $575, and the PVC VCM delta was $165. During the quarter, the PVC EDC delta was $600, and the PVC VCM delta was $235.
Got anything on ethylene, please?
Ethylene delta generally we don't compute because that's a very small component. I mean, do you want pricing? What is it that you're looking for?
Just the price, yeah.
So ethylene for the quarter was $975. It ended September at $900.
And Rahul, if we look at it today, this PVC EDC delta has come down to $510 because of drop in PVC prices.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much. I'll come back in the queue. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sonali from Jefferies. Please go ahead.
So thank you for the opportunity and warm wishes for Diwali to you and your team. So my first question is, could we get the PVC EDC and PVC VCM delta for Q2FY23? That's the same quarter last year, please.
FY22, is it? So PVC EDC delta last year same quarter was $790, and PVC VCM delta was $391.
Understand. So from the current trend of PVC, what was the PVC price as of 28th September, and what it is right now? And what's the kind of correction that you said you expect in the coming few weeks?
So end of September it was $900 PVC. Last week it has come down to $830.
Understood. Got it.
And regarding the drop, as we just discussed, 3 rupees have fallen just now. Okay, and market sentiments are slightly weaker on the PVC front. Again, a lot of other factors which are impacting it is dumping from China and all of that. So in the next 2 weeks, there is a feeling in the market that these will go down further. By how much and when, that remains to be seen.
Understood. So, but structurally, where do you think PVC can stabilize from here on? I mean, we have seen such a sharp drop YTD in PVC. What do you think, or rather your take on the near term of PVC, given its global factors?
See, before 2020 March, I would say, historically PVC was trending between $900, $850, $900, $950, and that has been the average for many years. Now, this sharp decline that we see, we must also appreciate the fact that in the last 2 years, PVC also almost doubled. So there was a sharp increase also, and for which the benefits also we kind of reaped. Now, this was and we have always been saying that $1,500, $1,600 of PVC, that is not sustainable. It was a matter of time when the prices came back to the normalized levels. In my personal opinion, these are pretty much there. They have almost bottomed out. Some more negative sentiment that we see around is mostly driven by demand and dumping of stock in the country. So if global factors slightly improve, China opens up, we should see some stability. But until that happens, I don't think there is a very material downside left when it comes to drop in PVC prices now. Because right now at 83, 81 rupees, we are almost at the normal levels.
Understood. So my second question is regarding CPVC volumes and revenue, if you could help for the quarter and same quarter last year, please.
Yeah. So CPVC during the quarter, pipes and fittings, we did 4,000 tons. And this was 3,600 tons last year.
And the revenue?
In terms of revenue, it was 170 crores versus 125 crores last year.
Got it. So also, what is our agri to plumbing mix right now for the quarter? And do we still expect plumbing to come up to about 50% over the next 3-4 years?
Yes. So our year to date, in terms of tonnage, agri, non-agri is 3169. During the quarter, non-agri was 37%.
Got it. So, and last question, how do you see the demand trends on the ground, both for agri and plumbing right now, and what is the current inventory level in the channels? That's it from my side.
Sure. See, demand per se, the good thing about all this falling prices and all is that we always keep on talking about muted growth, muted demand, people deferring their decision and all. It is difficult to put a number to it, but that is the general sense that we get. But with PVC coming back to normal levels, we feel that demand should pull up. And we are pretty optimistic and positive about this. If you look at this quarter also, this is the highest tonnage that we have achieved in Q2 ever. And while the prices have come down, profitability has taken a hit, the volumes have grown, even in this quarter compared to last year. So this is actually a good thing, and this prices correction had to happen one day. In another terms, you can say that it's good that they happened very quickly. So whatever was to be there, it has happened, and now it should be the positive for the industry. And in terms of channel inventory generally is lower. and it continues to be low.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chintan Sheth from Samiksha Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity and greetings for the Finolex team. Am I audible?
Yes, Chintan, you're available.
Yeah.
Audible.
Thank you. Vabi, if I have to understand, inventory write-off is one aspect is because we are still carrying high cost inventory which we have reversed based on the current prices. The other aspect about it is the conversion which we did of the high inventory and sold it in the market. That is not a national loss or the inventory write down. It's actual loss which we have incurred during the quarter, right? The inventory which we have built in the previous quarter, and we have used the material this quarter to manufacture and sell it in the market. So some portion of this is real loss rather than the inventory-led loss. Would that be the right understanding? And second is on the pipes front, when we see the write down like this on the PVC front, it eventually helps our PVC pipes business because that's the end product. But this quarter we have seen the losses in that segment to be far severe. So what should be understood from that? If you can explain that. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, inventory loss, as you rightly said, it is both.
Yeah.
Now there's no defined definition of inventory loss. So if I have a stock which I had bought at a higher cost, or my raw material cost was higher, and because this is a commodity business, I have to pass on whatever changes in the prices of finished goods.
Correct.
So now it is on how do you view it? Somebody would view it as inventory loss only. Because see, it is not a normal trading or shrinking of margin.
Correct.
It is the passing of raw material prices changes or finished good price changes to the end customer.
Mm-hmm.
So this quarter had, as you rightly said, both. We were carrying inventory which was high cost. When we sold it, at that time also, we had to sell it below the cost. At the same time, at the quarter end, to make the inventory levels reflect as per accounting standards, the right numbers, that write down also taken. So both these things together. Hello, am I audible?
Seems like we lost the connection for the current participant. We move to the next question from the line of Praveen Sahai from Edelweiss Wealth Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my question. So the first one is, can you give the number for the fitting revenue?
So during the quarter, we sold 7,000 tons of fittings.
Yeah.
And 200 crores of in terms of numbers.
Okay. Second question is related to the CPVC realization. So if I look at and calculate as per the numbers you have given, on the sequential, on the YOY side, it's on the higher side. Whereas the PVC, we had seen a good decrease in the realization. So what we had seen in the past year, the narrowing of the the pricing of a PVC and the CPVC, I think that's widening is still going on, and why it is not falling? Can you?
Yeah, so I'll tell you. I mean, this is something very strange. CPVC prices. See, in PVC, price passing on and price movement is almost trend. And this is how industry has been working. I don't have an answer to that why CPVC does not follow PVC pricing so closely. Probably one guess would be that in overall terms, the volume of CPVC still is very less in the overall market, domestic as well as global. So that may be one of the reasons, but it is hard to assign one particular reason why CPVC prices don't tail PVC prices on a much regular basis.
No, the other reason is that there are very few suppliers of CPVC. So that is why they are able to sustain the higher prices.
Okay, got it. And second questions are related to the PVC. As you had already mentioned that the PVC prices have fallen, and there is a lot of China dumping happening. So, is there any move from the government for any safeguard duty or something?
Yeah, I think representations have gone to the government, but nothing has come up as of now.
No, the action has started. It will take some time, but there will be some action, yes.
Okay, but still we are seeing the falling of the PVC resin prices continue because of
No, in fact, after the investigations have started, the dumping has slowed down.
Okay, and what is the current, in the INR term, what's the current trading rate of the PVC resin?
The market price is around 79.80.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's it. And happy Diwali to everyone.
Thank you.
Diwali.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Arafat from Reliance Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for taking my question. So as you discussed that PVC prices are not to the bottom, but I just want to understand if the risk it can go further down.
That could be anybody's guess, Arafat.
Okay, so on your next question on your margin, so what is the steady state margin you can expect for the next couple of quarters on these prices?
So next couple of quarters, it will depend on how volatile PVC prices are. But on a steady state basis, if you see our past also, roughly 8 to 12 rupees a kg is what we expect on the pipe segment, and around 15 rupees in PVC.
Okay, and my last question, sir, I just want to understand how the demand outlook, especially from the government for especially agri demand, which can drive the growth for next couple of quarters. So any thought on that?
See, as I also said earlier, demand should improve. That is our sense. We are looking at positive vibes from our channel partners. So hopefully with these prices, demand pull should be there.
Fine, sir. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sandesh Barmeja from Haitong. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir, and very happy Diwali. So I have a few questions. To start with, sir, by when do we expect proceeds from the sale of remaining land bank to come in? And any plans of utilizing the excess cash in the book in the form of special dividend or buyback?
Sandesh, hi. So almost half of the land we disposed of in the last financial year itself, and entire cash was received before the end of the financial year. On the remaining bit, there is nothing which has happened as of now. You might be also alluding to a report or a news article which was floating around last week or a couple of weeks ago. That actually was a mistimed article. The transaction which it referred to was the same transaction which we concluded in the March 2022.
Okay. So on the part of the excess cash in the book, sir, anything from a special dividend or buyback, sorry?
Yeah. When the appropriate time comes, this will be, if we cannot able to deploy in the business, this will be returned to the shareholders, either as a special dividend or something on that sort.
Okay. Sir, just want to understand something, sir. So what would be the difference between PVC agri pipe and HDP pipe at the moment, sir?
You mean to say difference in terms of?
Pricing, sir, and pricing and usage, sir. What is the difference between the two?
Mr. Vabi would like to answer that because I'm.
See, if you talk today, the HDP prices are lower. So if we look at the raw material prices, of course, HDP prices are now, after correction of PVC prices, they would be at similar levels. The densities differ. Generally, in India, the usage of HDP pipes is very limited because it requires special technology to connect, the fusion technology, which is not generally available with the plumbers. So in common use, PVC pipes are used, but where for smaller diameters in some cases, like gas distribution and other cases, or some other uses, this HDP pipes are used, but the use is very limited.
Okay. So just two questions, sir. So how many SKUs Finolex has at the end of September 22, sir?
2,000 plus. I don't have the exact count as of now, but it is 2,000, 2,100.
Okay. And last question, sir. So what will be our total capex outlook for FY23 and 24?
FY23, we should be targeting for roughly 250 crores, 250 crores.
Okay. And 24, sir, anything planned, sir?
Generally, our replacement capex is roughly 150 200 crores, and that should continue.
Okay. Great, sir. Thank you, sir. Good day ahead. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhishek from DSP Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, in terms of, you mentioned that, prior to, the crisis in March 2020, PVC prices used to be in the range of 70 to 80. But if you see on overall, there's an inflation in terms of crude being much higher now, and also the EDC costs have increased. So how should one look at in terms of cash cost profitability as far as production of PVCs are concerned globally?
See, you're right. The inflation is there. So conversion cost to a certain extent would have gone up. But, PVC prices are not linearly connected to the crude prices. And it would depend, again, if the PVC prices are down with a lag of time, EDC prices also tend to come down. Today, EDC prices are also low because caustic soda industry is doing pretty well. Caustic soda prices are fairly high, and PVC demand being low, that is why EDC prices have also come down. So there are multiple factors. But going forward, we believe that if the prices of PVC fall and fall below the break-even points, the supplies will be cut off. Many producers will curtail production. So again, the prices would tend to correct, and this spread normally, which we talk about of 550, should come back. If we talk of today, it has come below that normal level. It is now today at $510. But let's see what lies ahead.
And sir, what's the outlook on incremental PVC? Like in India, you all are not committing to any capacities because of no certainty of EDC. So what's the outlook over the next couple of years in terms of higher EDC capacities coming through or PVC capacities? Any color on that?
In the domestic market, we understand that some capacities will come up in next few years. But globally, if we see, there are just enough EDC supplies for the existing PVC capacities. So there will be some addition to PVC capacities. Globally, very low addition. India being a major consumer, yes, the capacity will be added here. And but at the same time, for these capacity additions, we understand the EDC capacities are also coming up in Gulf region.
Okay. So just one more thing, as we have seen, you all have reported losses given the sharp decline in PVC prices. So how should one read the competitive intensity as far as the unbranded or the unorganized players are concerned, in terms of their ability to absorb losses, but at the same time, few quarters back, they also had issues of they're not able to source enough supply. So in light of these two aspects, how should one look at the competitive intensity from the unbranded and unorganized players?
The unorganized or unbranded have never been the competition. they do have certain volumes of the market, but they have not been the competition. And unorganized sector has been suffering not only in this previous quarter, but since last 2 years also, when the PVC prices went up, there were supply disruptions. So it was difficult for them to operate. But at the same time, it is very easy for such units to just close down during this such difficult time and again start operating when the times are normal.
Okay. And so just one last question in terms of the regional presence. Have you rejigged any distribution, everything to improve your regional presence? Anything on that sort in terms of more of presence in eastern or the southern region? Anything on that regional presence aspect?
The south and west are our core markets, and they continue to be our core strengths. But our presence is pan India. We have supplies to as far as Himachal in the east, and even in Kashmir. So that way, presence-wise, there is not any large area that we are not covering per se. But south and west are our strong points or strong areas.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ritesh Shah from Investec. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Thanks for the opportunity. A couple of questions. First, Vabi sir, you indicated like safeguard duties, something has actually happened. Can you elaborate at what stage of the process the government is at, and what sort of industry representation has gone in specifically for the safeguard duties? That's the first question.
Actually, nothing has happened so far. I just said that the discussions have started and there is some investigations going on. Well, it will take little time. These things take little time.
Sure. But sir, any indication on what sort of duties can be expected?
No, I don't think we can expect what corrective actions will be taken. But I am sure this issue will be addressed.
Okay, well, that helps.
See, what has industry taken up is VCM presence more than 2 ppm, which is normally lower in ethylene-based supplies. So that has been taken up, and let's see what happens.
Sure, sir. Sir, my second question is, I think in one of your earlier questions, you indicated agri non-agri mix at 31 and 37% for Q1 and first half. I presume this is on volumetric terms. Did I hear it right?
Yes.
And what would be the same numbers for last year?
So last year, Q2, our non-agri was 42%, and it is 37% this quarter. But this year, even Q1, it was 27% against 24% last year.
Sure. And sir, on CPVC, you indicated 3,600 and 4,000 tons, right?
Yes.
Last year to this year. So, sir, my question is, basically, if I just do a simple math of per ton realization on PVC pipes and fittings divided by PVC resin prices, we see a significant delta of like 1.52x. Now, this is the highest number which I see since FY15. So, the mix change is not huge. Basically, if you look at CPVC or agri or non-agri, then how should we understand this ratio bump of PVC pipes and fittings by PVC resin? Is it a function of discounts, or how should one look at it?
So you are looking at, but what number are you taking for the resin? I mean, it's a one-day number, quarterly average number. What is it that you're looking at?
It's a Q2FY23 number. So I'm looking at per kg price for PVC pipes and fittings divided by PVC resin price. This is the reported numbers on realization. So I'm just looking at it on a per kg basis and dividing it. So it comes to 1.52x.
Okay, okay, I got it now. In terms of absolute numbers, do you see that difference? Because see, PVC prices coming down, that percentage may have gone up. Just look at your math probably, Ritesh.
Ritesh, that may not signify anything much, because when you are talking about quarterly numbers of PVC transfer, obviously the impact of PVC drop is higher in that number. While in pipes and fittings, it is a matter of mix also and other factors as well.
Okay, sir, it seems a bit counterintuitive because, or it can be like for pipes and fittings, has the prices not gone down in a equal proportion to what we have seen in PVC resin prices, or basically the discounts on pipes and fittings would have been lower?
See, I said there are other factors also, so it is difficult to put number on each factor.
That's right. Sir, which would be the other factors besides the mix, agri, non-agri, CPVC?
See, discounts, periodic discounts, so they do not necessarily match the PVC supplies coming in.
Okay. Sure, sir. I'll call you separately to understand this better, sir. Sir, my next question is basically if you look at the EBIT per kg drop for PVC pipes and fittings versus PVC resin. In case of resin, it's a very severe drop, whereas in case of PVC pipes and fittings, it's actually moved up a little bit. Sir, how should we understand it if one is looking at an inventory, if one wants to understand the inventory loss? So should we look at the quantum of PVC inventory which was sitting in resin business and the differential in pricing being the same, and that is the reason which contributed to a sharp dip on EBIT per kg on PVC resin versus pipes and fittings?
See, obviously in pipes and fittings, 70 to 80% is the PVC content. So that is the only reason.
Okay, fair thing. And sir, last question, is there any scope at all wherein the company we might look to divest either the pipes and fittings business or the resin making operations or look to demerge? Is there any probability of either of these events happening?
Nothing on the under discussions right now.
Okay, sure. And sir, last question, anything incremental on the capex side that we have planned, anything upstream?
Sorry?
Any capex plans basically to get the mass balance right on EDC, ethylene and VCM?
No, nothing, no capex planned in PVC segment except replacement assets.
Okay. And sir, do we have a time frame by when we will actually conclude that cash will actually materialize to payouts or something else? Because we have been indicating to the investors that once something on the capex fructifies, then we'll let you know. Is there a time frame that we have in mind for this particular variable?
Because there's a lot of time frame, but yes, within the reasonable time, it should happen.
Okay. So that should one presume to be 2 quarters or something?
That, Ritesh, is difficult to say.
Okay. Sure, sir. Thank you so much for the answers and wish you happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to you. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bobby J from Falcon. Please go ahead.
Hi. Can you explain the...
So sorry to interrupt, but if you can take the phone off speaker, please. Your audio is not clearly audible.
Not on speaker, actually. Yeah. Am I better?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Hello? Yeah. Could you explain the structure of the PVC market in India? How much of it is catered to by imports?
By imports, you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah. So roughly 50% is imported. 3 to 3.5 million tons is the requirement for the country, of which roughly 1.5 to 1.7 million tons are made in the country, and balance is imported.
Right. I mean, given that India is one of the few markets where the construction sector is actually growing, why do you think imports still happen?
Because presently, I would say the capacity for production in the country is not as much as it's needed to meet the demand. That's the only reason.
Yeah, right. My question is, why isn't more capacity coming, or why aren't you increasing capacity? What's the rationale for imports, given India is such a big market?
See, globally, there are adequate capacities available. And this being a business where the volatility in the prices rules and it's capital intensive, so possibly that is why nobody has invested in the domestic market.
Right. Is there what is the advantage China has? Because ethylene is a petrochemical product, and China doesn't have any advantage there. So how are they able to make PVC so cheaply?
No, they make ethylene based, but the large part of supplies comes from carbide based supplies, which involves coal burning.
Oh, so they do it through the carbide route.
Yes.
Okay, but India has ample coal too. So
No, in India there is a very small capacity coming through that route. So generally, world over, this is discouraged because of environmental issues.
but the thinking was that China would stop this because of environmental issues, right? And there wouldn't be overcapacity.
In fact,
But
3 years
that
back,
hasn't happened.
in fact, 3 years back, there was the news that they have stopped. But then, with PVC prices again going up beyond $1,000, the supply started coming in. Then we heard that no new capacities are being added up. But we are not sure. Today again, since demand in China is low, this carbide route material is being dumped outside.
And the market doesn't differentiate between, in terms of prices for the carbide route and the
Carbide route prices are generally $20 to $50 lower than the ethylene-based supplies.
Okay, so that'll give you a bit of an advantage, right?
Yeah.
Right. And does this is the PVC the price almost crash that has happened? Does that also apply to ECH?
Sorry?
Does the PVC price, the decrease that has happened, does that also apply to ECH?
You mean VCM?
No, ECH. Ethylene chloride,
That I won't know.
Okay.
You mean EDC?
So the VCM?
Yes, EDC prices have come down, but they always do come down with a lag.
Okay. Understand. Right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chirag Lodaya from ValueQuest. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. So my first question was on what would be the average price for the quarter for us, PVC prices?
PVC prices, you meant?
PVC prices average for us at what rate we would have consumed?
The PVC prices was $1,020.
For us, for the quarter, right?
These are the average PVC prices for the quarter.
Okay. And second, that within next 2 weeks' time, there's a possibility that PVC prices for go down.
Sir, your audio is breaking up, sir. If you can take the phone off speaker, please.
Yeah, now it's better?
Yes.
So let's understand what is the current today?
Sorry, we are not.
Today.
Hello. Maybe request you to move to a better reception area, please. Your audio is breaking up a lot.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
So it seems like we lost the connection for the participant. We'll move to the next question from the line of Rahul Agarwal from InCred Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the follow-up. Sir, I understand that calculating inventory losses are difficult, but this time around we have taken a mark-to-market on the closing inventory for September. Could you quantify that number, please?
Rahul, mark-to-market is one part of it, which is provided. After marking to the net realizable value also, the inventory value is high, which would impact the current quarter. And during the quarter, whatever sale happened also, there were many instances where the realization was more than the cost, but you see compressed margin because of high cost in raw material being used for fallen PVC pipe prices.
I understand that, sir. What I was referring to was the September the balance sheet, the closing inventory number, what was the inventory loss on that M2M? Just the markdown.
I don't have that number.
Okay. Okay. And in your opening commentary, and Babiji, you said, there is some reflection of, demand going up purely because the pricing is now like pretty cheap. But obviously, because it's not settling down, there is no clear-cut channel filling happening by trade. But second half, do we see growing on sale volumes YOY, or you think that is still a challenge depending on if these prices settle down, that can happen, or otherwise it's still like a black box?
No, what is expected is that prices now will settle down. And the feelers that we get from the marketplaces also, once that happens, the volumes should pick up.
So there is a possibility of us growing in second half YOY on volume. We did like almost 120,000 tons for both segments last year. I think that's a decent number to have.
Yes. So let us see. The time will tell.
Okay. And one last, just clarification on CapEx. I think first half you've done about 66 crores. We're guiding for 200 to 50. That is largely maintenance, and we should see a catch-up happening in. Okay. Thank you so much for answering my question, sir. All the best.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shrenik Bachawat from LIC Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So my first question is, agri volumes have been weaker in the past season. So what is your view on the pent-up demand and how can it benefit in the upcoming agri season for us?
So as we said, the view is that now there is no reason for there being any pent-up demand per se. Now with PVC prices coming down, we hope that demand pull will be there even from the agri side.
Okay. So assuming agri demand being robust for the upcoming season, so what is your view on the non-agri mix for the next 2-3 years? Like what is that? Where can we see our non-agri mix?
See, non-agri has been our major focus area in the last 3-4 years, and that continues to be our key focus area. It does not mean that we don't focus on agri. In agri, we know we are strong and we continue to be strong, and we take efforts to ensure that that part of the business is not impacted. So our sight from it does not go away. But on non-agri, whatever steps that we have been taking, we'll continue to do that. And as I said even earlier, our initial target is to reach 40% non-agri, and eventually we want to reach a scenario where both these agri and non-agri segments contribute equally to our business.
Sure. And just one accounting question, sir. So basically, as a recent participant asked, so I just want to understand the inventory valuation. So inventory valuation would be, we will be doing on cost or realizable value, whichever is less, right?
Less,
so,
yes.
For example, if the PVC costing is 100 and the price has gone to 90, so our balance sheet will already be reflecting the 90 rupees price, right?
Yes, you are right.
So we would have been taking that loss on P&L.
Yes.
So that will be impacting our margins further, right?
It has already impacted our margins this quarter. But as you rightly said, let's take an example. Say, let's hypothetically, we had a material which cost us 120 rupees. Okay?
Yeah.
And on balance sheet date or one day subsequently, the cost realizable value came down to 100 rupees. So that 20 rupees markdown did happen. But even this 100 rupees, so what happened? What happens with this as per accounting standard is you bring your inventory at the net realizable value, but not at the value which would have given you the markup in the past. So suppose in the historically your cost was 90 rupees and you were selling at 100. That 10 rupees ka impact cannot be taken into the financials.
Yeah,
unless that materializes. Bas, wahi.
Yeah. Got it. Thank you, sir, and wish you all a very happy Diwali.
Thank you, Shrenik.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Chintan Sheth from Samiksha Capital. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm audible now.
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes. So
So when we were, I was just going back to the previous participant where Ritesh asked that the spread has between the PVC fittings, PVC pipes and the PVC resin this quarter around is at a historical high. So that means that the reduction in PVC input for pipes is higher than the reduction in the realization of PVC pipes. The spread is better, but still we reported a loss in the PVC pipe segment. This is driven by obviously one portion is the sitting inventory at a higher cost. But what are the other factors which would have also impacted? That I would like to understand, because the raw material cost has lowered down, right? Our cost of PVC resin for the pipes business was lower during the quarter. There will be some element of the higher cost inventory of the previous quarter, but still the sizable 70% of the raw material portion for the pipes is PVC. That has gone down faster than the decline in the pipes realization. I'm trying to understand, trying to get that sense of why the loss in the pipes business. And
so, see, it impacts both the businesses. Let me try and see if we can answer this. Say, for example, in resin segment, our raw materials are EDC and ethylene. Right. So obviously we have a stock, or we purchase raw materials which were high cost, and then prices corrected. Correct. So the losses that was incurred was because we converted something which was high cost, and our cost of production was probably more than the realization. Correct. Now similarly in pipes and fittings, the input is resin. While resin is transferred at market rates, but when there is a gradual and continuous reduction in prices, so you are always doing a catch up. First is you had any given day you have an inventory which is at high cost and the prices go down. So that impact comes in pipes. Similarly, while your input prices keep going down in terms of resin, there is always a lead time between what you procure, you manufacture, and then you sell. So in this continuous falling trend, this is bound to happen in both the segments.
So are we seeing further reduction in PVC pipes business realizations as we speak?
See, they are driven by PVC price changes, right? For example, 3 rupees reduced very recently. And the impact was passed on. That is how the industry operates. I think it is the right way of operating because, commodity it is best as soon as the price changes are moved. See, if you look at it last 2 years, whatever our margins, the large reason for that was PVC prices going up, and we were able to pass on the increasing prices to our customers.
Correct.
So yes. So we cannot have a one-way street.
Correct. But from a business perspective, how should we manage it? Sometimes when we were guiding that the prices are unsustainable, the 1500, 1600 of PVC. At that point in time, would have been would we get in a better position to curtail down our PVC resin manufacturing and source it from the market at the market rate and convert the price?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah.
See, curtailing resin production is not the answer. Because that will go in a very different tailspin. There are fixed costs associated with a plant.
Correct.
So that is not the right thing. The best way to deal, personal opinion, to have a cushion in a strong balance sheet, so you have reserves with you, you have adequate cash to take care of these stuffs, and at the same time keep a very minimalistic or a lower level of inventory, which is what we always do. Unfortunately or fortunately, what happens is Q2 when our jetty closes, so we have to stock up our storage. And it has happened in this quarter. It would not have been a worse time to happen. It's okay. See, it's part of doing business.
No, I understand that. I'm just trying to any other we can, we have some nimble or flexibility to absorb, flexibility to reduce production so that at least the fixed costs are covered. But we cannot, we shouldn't have this kind of environment to hold such large inventory when we were also of a view that the prices will crash. At that point in time. So you
are absolutely right, Chintanji. But see, even in the last 2 years, every quarter when we were speaking or we are doing our own analysis, view one would get is no, prices will correct, but they never corrected. That ability to predict when is very difficult.
Correct. Yes. I agree. Yeah, that's all from mine. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, Vabiji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Vipul Shah from Sumangal Investments. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Happy Diwali to all management team. So my question is, are we seeing any market share losses in agri or non-agri? Your comment, please.
No, not really.
Not really?
No.
And sir, what was our last quarter CPVC volume?
Q1, you mean?
Yeah, this quarter it is 4,000 tons, if I heard you correctly, sir.
Yes, you are right. So Q1 it was. So we were 3,670. 3,700 you can assume.
So is there any seasonality in CPVC pipe business, sir?
Typically there is seasonality. Q2 is generally weak.
Q2 is generally weak?
Hanji. Because see, in Q2 there is monsoon, so construction activity slightly goes down. So ideally it should be weak, and that is how it has been even historically.
But this quarter we have shown a good increase. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much and all the best for the future. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Diresh from White Oak. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Just to understand better, how many days of inventory is being kept by the pipes and fitting division? Because it seems that when prices were going up, like you explained, right, that the pipes and fitting division will keep the resin, which will buy from the resin division. So in a falling resin price, they are impacted by the inventory they keep. But in a rising resin price, they did not seem to have benefited that much. What was
benefit?
Not to the extent that other companies saw, because I think larger benefit was booked in the resin division, it seems. But now when prices are falling, the impact is also coming in the pipe division. So how many days of inventory typically the pipe division keeps?
Normally total inventory is more than a month, about a month. And transfers always happen at the market price. So it is not that what something is done at the cost of pipe and fitting segment. So always at a particular point of transfer, whatever is the market price, the transfer happens at that price.
Okay, and typically a month's inventory is kept by the pipe and fitting.
And this is also a function of the drop. You see, in these 2 quarters, the prices have fallen by almost 40%. While the rise when it was there, I don't think in particular 1 or 2 quarters we saw a rise of 40%. So to that extent, the gain may not be seen.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for taking the question.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ashim Berde from DAM Capital Advisors. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So I had a question on PVC imports, or rather the ones that are dumping. So would you guys have a sense on, how imports will shape up in November? So you mentioned that after investigations on dumping have started, that has led to, PVC slowing down, the dumping rather is slowing down. but clearly not enough given that there was a price cut already and one more is expected in a week or two. So this would probably mean that shipments are already booked and on the way, and hence the price pressure. So basically, I just wanted to understand, like as per from your sense, when does this source of imports basically dry up?
No. Today, see, this weakness in the market is global today. So prices are lower in US, demand is lower in US. The prices being quoted by US suppliers are also low for December shipment. So It is not necessarily China dumping which is driving the lower prices.
Okay, so I think maybe like 2-3 months ago, the Chinese dumping was a major concern, but global PVC prices were otherwise fine, right?
No. Now, you are right. In 3 months ago or a quarter ago, the US prices which were being quoted were not so low. But then US, Europe, also because of all these global situations, there is oversupply.
Okay. So then basically, I mean, one can probably cross their fingers and say that PVC prices may not go down further by a lot, but there's no scope for any near-term prices going up, right? It's basically stable or going low from here.
Yes, you are right.
Okay, and just one clarification on the inventory bit in the pipes division. When you said just 1 month of inventory, that is just raw materials, right? Or do you keep also finished goods inventory?
No. Raw material inventory is also kept in all the plants in pipe plants. Then there is work in progress compound stage, and there is finished inventory also in the warehouses.
So when you say 1 month, what exactly does that pertain to?
So all inventory together, little above 1 month, it would be there always.
Okay, between the three categories you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, sir. Thanks a lot, and happy Diwali to you and the team.
Thank you. Happy Diwali to you as well.
Thank you. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Arun Baid for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, I would like to thank on behalf of ICICI Securities to the management for allowing us to host the call. Any closing comments from you, Bobby sir?
No, thank you all, and let's hope for the better times. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of ICICI Securities, that concludes this conference. We thank you all for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.